we are back, we are back. Oh, we are back.
Sometimes we're back.
And this time we are.
Yep.
Okay.
Guys,
What's
we're
up,
back.
guys?
What's up? What up? What up? Welcome
What
back
up, everyone? Sorry,
to-
my mic going ding, 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 ding.
Welcome back to the cHaSe Dead podcast. What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
We're your
What's up?
hosts. My name's Nick.
And my name's Phil.
And we're back again.
We're back again. We really like to sing on this podcast. if you
Yeah, I don't
couldn't
know
tell.
why. I don't know why we do that every time.
I think it's because we're that weird mix. Our
Yes.
age is that weird mix of like the high end of Gen Z, but like the very, very, very last sliver of millennial.
Yeah.
And we get that little bit of millennial where we like to turn everything into a fucking song.
Yeah.
That's a very millennial thing.
Yeah, it is.
Everything
That's
has to be a
1998,
darn
1997,
song.
baby. It does fuck me up to think that I saw like a TikTok or something the other day that was talking about like someone went to like, go buy beer and they hand them their ID and they just look at it for a second, then hand it right back. And I was like, oh, that was fast. And it was like, your birthday started with 19. I already know.
yeah,
you're over
that's
21.
true. Wow.
So,
And as long
That
as
makes
it's
you
2 with
feel-
3 zeros, it's
yep.
well,
Yep.
some people will be 21. Not
Yeah,
everyone.
not
born
everybody.
In 2000.
Yeah.
Most people born in 2000 will not be.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people won't be yet.
I know math and statistics.
All right, guys. Well, we've got a pretty great show for you.
Super
today.
excited.
Super
Pooper excited.
Excited.
Pooper excited.
Yes. We're going to be talking about a couple of albums. I'm going to be going over Circles by Mac Miller, the 2020 posthumous record that was released by his team. And Phil, what are you going to be talking about?
I'm going to be talking about Good at Falling by the Japanese House. And I got that one right this time. And I'm not going to have to correct myself later on in the video.
Will you know?
Yeah,
Guys,
because
did
on the
you-
last one, I got it wrong. I corrected myself thinking that I was right.
Yep.
But I see the album gets put up there.
Yep.
I'm completely wrong.
Completely
just
wrong.
blatantly in the face. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So,
Completely in the face. Blatantly.
right in the kiss. Pow, right in the kiss. Pow, right in the kiss.
Pow, right in the kiss. Pow, right in the kiss. Pow, right in the kiss.
Pow, right in the kiss.
That's what I'm saying.
Pow, right in the kiss.
Pow, right in the kiss. Guys,
right in
I
the
hope
kiss.
that you liked our episode last time because it was way more visual. There were way more additions on it, and I think we're gonna keep it that way.
Yeah, I liked it.
So thank you
Thought
to
it
the
was good.
shadowy entity back there for helping us make that possible.
Just a little bit cleaner every time now,
Yeah.
and so it's the perfect amount. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
gonna be
We're gonna get it
perfect.
even better. You know?
I'm gonna make you.
I
Live
feel like we're
react
like
to something again.
80% of the way there of like where we need to be. Like we've got the system. Both of us know how the technology works. We don't need to, we don't like require one of us to be like either cramming
Write it
knowledge.
down,
of how
write
to
it down,
work
write
this,
it down,
but,
write
like,
it down.
or like having to like hire someone who actually knows how to work the technology.
It's called melting.
It's called melting.
It's called melting.
But that being said,
Yes, that
we do
being
want
said.
better mics so we can have the same microphone. As you can see, I'm
Absolutely.
sure you can see with your
your
balls, with
eyes.
your vision balls,
with your vision things.
yes, with those holes in your face,
With
The
those
soft
globes
hole in your face.
inside of your skull.
I'm sure you can see we don't have the same mics.
Yeah, we don't have the same mic.
we can only really put 2 people on this baby, so we want to
Yes.
get a big board.
Yes.
I want to get a big board.
Yes.
We've already talked about this. We want to get a
Yeah, we've
capture
talked, yeah.
card, so we don't have to stop and redo everything, and that
Yeah.
way we can also
Same
do live
quality
shows for you.
Just, straight through.
But
Instead
y'all
of having
don't
to
care
stop.
about the nerd talk, so we won't get into a bunch of nerd
No,
talk.
no,
But yeah, let's do it. Let's
melting.
It's called melting.
Yes, exactly. Well, do you wanna just dive right in? You wanna
Yeah,
just
let's
get
do
right
it.
into
You want to start?
Yes, I will.
Let's do
I
it.
will talk about Circles. Well, Phil, I can't talk about Circles without talking about Mac Miller.
Oh, by the way, I think it looks like this.
Yes, it does.
It looks just like this.
It does, in fact, look just like that.
Open up.
Yep. It's gonna be fun to edit.
That's gonna be great. I did that just for you. I'll make the next one simple. But
That's fine. That's totally
I
good.
wanted to do just that one.
But again, I can't talk about this without talking about Mac Miller.
course.
And he
Well, it
he's-
is his album. So
No,
yeah.
Oh no, of course. But he was he was an artist that that I always really appreciated. I didn't get into him like in the very beginning. I mean, obviously, like I heard like Donald Trump and shit when that was
Of
big,
course.
but you know, I kind of passed him over for a little while until like I think Good AM was the first project that I listened to. So I found Mac kind of late,
Mhm.
like for real.
Oh wow, really good AM.
Yeah,
That is pretty
that
late.
was like the first one that I like really listened to. Like I was like aware of him and I'd seen him on like Double XL and like knew that he could rap. So like I
Mhm.
always had the respect, but I wasn't like a listener. I wasn't like a huge fan. And then
Okay.
after that I went back and listened to Blue Slide Park and everything else.
I love Blue Slide Park.
I know,
That's where I
it's
started with Mac Miller. My
fantastic
sister
project.
introduced me when I was in like middle school. I think I was in like 7th grade,
Do
maybe.
you listen to Kids?
Yeah.
Do you listen to Macadelic?
Yeah, I've listened to his whole discography
Yeah, there
now.
you go.
And now, like, after I got into Blue Slide Park, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to follow this guy forever.
But Mac was one of those guys
Slide
that
Park.
after
Fucking Blue
that
Slide
I would
Park.
see on tour often, actually. And, you know, I'd always just sort of be like, yeah, you know, he's going to be around forever. So I got time.
Mhm.
No problem. You know, I'll catch him somewhere. He's going to be on something. And he's so consistent and so good and has
Mhm.
such a voice, like both literally and metaphorically.
Yeah.
No problem. Like I'll definitely see him. And then he died, you
Yeah,
know,
dude,
and
it
then
was-
he overdosed at you know, at a very young age, at 26, which is incredibly hard, you know, like that's a terrible way to lose an artist, as many people have seen in the last few years, the way that we've lost, you know, Little Peep. Even like a rap death that I think is passed over a lot nowadays, like Fredo Santana when he died.
Yeah,
from,
man, that was a big one.
From you know,
Rest in
Lean.
peace, Fredo.
Yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace to everybody who we've
Dude,
lost from the game. in the
To be
last few
honest,
years.
one of the things that like kind of made me, it didn't make me like mad about his death, but
Yeah.
I was mad about the reaction.
You're talking about Fredo?
No, about Mac Miller.
Oh, about Mac Miller.
Is because he was 27. So everyone was like, ooh, it's the 27 club.
Oh, he was
Did they-
26. I
Was
thought.
he really?
Yeah, I think he's 26.
Okay, well then perfect. I thought, okay, never mind.
Why, were
I
people
saw
saying
some
the
people.
27
I saw
club?
people who had said, and I thought he was younger than 27. But
A bunch
I saw
of those people weren't
when he
27
died.
as well, right? Like a ton of people that are supposedly in
think
the
so.
27 club were not 27. I'm pretty sure.
Um,
Oh no, it was the White Lighter Club. A bunch of people from the White Lighter Club didn't
Yeah.
actually have white lighters,
Yeah.
like at all, and they.
but
even,
like a lot of
made them
people were like
afterward.
talking about it. And I just hate that whole suspicion and like the whole concept of it. It's like, dude, it's just like it just happened. That's just a coincidence.
Yeah,
Like
it's
some
literally
things
just a
just
coincidence.
happen perfectly in nature like that.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. It's not a
Um,
good thing perfect, but it just
no.
coincided perfectly.
But yeah, this you know, this was a celebrity death that certainly affected me very, very hardcore. I mean, like, sure, there had been people that I really cared about who had, you know, been in the public sphere that had passed away, but Mac Miller was one that like really came out of left field. I mean, like would not have expected it. Of course,
Wow.
everyone knew that he was going through some shit, but
Yeah.
like, you know, and maybe that puts it lightly, but it really, you know, came out of nowhere for I think everybody. And it was just so tragic. You know, the dude just had again such a clear vision. I think that, you know, everyone regarded him as being one of the nicest people in the hip hop community and in the music industry in general. And you know, I think, you know, he just had such a uncapturable kind of like essence as a both person and as a
He was a
rapper.
one
Now-
in a million kind of person.
Yeah.
Like he was a once in a life. Like
Yeah.
he's someone who like, if you believe in fate, he's that kind of person.
Yeah.
Who is like,
Yep.
he's fated to come along and like just be here for a little bit of time to just completely change sound.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I think that he brought a lot of new like sounds and a lot of new like you know, lyrical rhythms. He had his own like style and flow, and like a
Yeah.
lot of people now try to. That's like a whole style. Is like
The
his
Mac
flow
Miller
is like the
type.
Mac Miller flow.
Yep, the Mac Miller type of flow.
and like
well, also he just
also his
got,
energy and just like his production value and just
he got really experimental as well in
yeah.
some
And I loved it.
areas
I
of the
thought it was
music.
great.
So you know, when Swimming got not a lukewarm reception, but I guess just like not as decent of a reception prior to his passing, I was disappointed in that because by that point I was a fan. I liked everything, like especially when I saw like Self Care come out, like the
Mhm.
video for it, which now is incredibly hard to watch with him being in the coffin and everything, and that
Yeah.
imagery is pretty not fun
Yeah, a lot of
in
a
retrospect.
lot of weird like foretelling or not foretelling, but like
Foreshadowing.
foreshadowing like
Yeah, there.
things that like no one saw. Now that we look back, we're like,
Yeah, there were a couple
fuck,
on Good
we fucked
AM
up.
that I
We didn't
remember
fuck
going
up, but
back to, like on like that song Godspeed, where he's literally talking about how, like, one of his worst fears is ODing, and they have to tell his mom, and his friends, like, talk about how they wish they could have done more for him and everything like that. And then, it ended up happening like 3 years later,
yeah.
which is incredibly unfortunate. So obviously this was a posthumous release. It happened 2 years after Mac had died. I don't think it was 2 years exactly, but it was the second year that he had been gone for.
Mhm.
So of course, like famed producer and musician John Bryan was involved from the beginning in the creation of the album, and it was essentially finished. There was not. You did that off the
It
mic.
was a
You did a
I
sneaks.
did a sneaks.
I'm a sneaks.
Sorry, I'm being loud.
Yo, I'm a sneaks.
I'm a sneaks.
Yeah. But yeah, like as far as every interview, every piece of information that I've seen, essentially the project was done pretty much. It was just a lot of like mixing and adding instrumentation and stuff like that. I mean, it's obvious just in the fact that, all of Mac's, or at least assuming most of Mac's vocals are laid down. A lot of the instrumentals are fully realized. I mean, like this isn't like bits and pieces and recycled, sound bites and stuff like that. This is
Yeah.
a full project.
Yeah.
And that allows it to sort of be, as they say, the right way to do a posthumous album. It's not as ventriloquizing the dead as much. It feels like, because most of it was, really thought up by Mac, performed and executed by Mac, and then approved by Mac before his untimely passing. How does it work in tandem with circles? Or I'm sorry, with swimming? I think that's an interesting question. Because they are supposed to be, sort of a dual album kind of thing. And that was the purpose before Mac passed away, at least according to his camp, according to John, that was the case. Because he had written a lot of the things, together. And, again, the concept of swimming in circles was kind of the idea behind the two projects. I think that they work kind of well. That's just my opinion. I mean, I think that swimming is certainly like a reflective low in many ways. I mean,
Mhm.
like,
Sorry, my eyes are
looking.
so itchy. I feel like I just had like a spaz.
No, that's totally fine.
Sorry, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like it's definitely, if it's sort of a valley and
Tick.
peak album, that
There you
is
go.
the valley.
Couldn't get the word out.
Yeah, that's fine. But I would say the swimming was definitely the valley, just because circles to me feels a little bit more, I wouldn't say triumphant, but maybe more peaceful or at peace. Like, I've heard a lot of people who've reviewed it and talked about it say that it's sort of like, again, foreshadowing, but it wasn't like Mac was, scared of his fate, but more just kind of like felt that a larger transition or something like that was coming. Um, I mean, like, I've heard people say that it sounds like the end credits to his life, which I think is a really moving way of putting that.
It's moving. It's also kind of like dark. It's
Yeah,
kind of morbid.
Oh, yeah, it's morbid as fuck. But I mean, like,
But I mean,
it's-
as someone who's a musician and music is his life. I mean, there
Yeah.
should be an ending soundtrack. I
Yeah.
would want the same thing.
yeah. So I mean, like,
I'll probably have the same thing.
Yeah, I think that they play off of each other well. I think that overall, Circles is a stronger and more interesting album, just because it dives into. I mean, Mac was already, I think, experimenting with like being a more of a vocalist other than a rapper, like, as early as like Divine Feminine and everything. I mean, really for his entire career. But I would say like he really started to commit to that in Divine Feminine, experimented with it a lot on Swimming, and then brought it to realization in Circles. I mean, songs like I'm gonna pull up the track list. That's on Me and Surf, even Hand Me Downs. Like it not only crosses the line into folk, but I mean, like, he has some really interesting alternative and singer songwriter kind of ideas, which again, look, that's fine, but you wouldn't exactly have expected it from Mac Miller back in like, 2013 or something like that, is I guess
Mhm.
all I'm trying to say.
True.
Um,
True.
when Good News dropped, like no exaggeration, when I listened to that track and watched the video, I cried pretty
Mhm.
hard. Of course, just not only as a Mac Miller fan, but also just as someone who could appreciate something from someone who's been lost rather recently. The music video is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend giving it a watch, because it is so interesting to see that Mac imagery sort of like brought back to life, for lack of a better term,
Mhm.
in such a moving way. And again, it's clear that people who love and care about him are behind most of those projects because it's done with such delicacy and care most of the time. Standout tracks for me. I mean, I love this album. I'm a little bit biased, I would say, to that, because I'm such a Mac Miller fan and because he is gone. But that said, I think that it does stand on its own 2 feet as a project, even if he were still alive, and I would stand by that. Um, Standout tracks for me, the ones that always get me, are probably Hand Me Downs. I listen to that song very regularly. I think that the
I'll hand you
chorus,
down.
dude, I'm gonna hand you down. But the chorus is sincerely very good, and just like overall, his lyricism I think is strong. I think that it's become strongest in pieces like, I don't know. Good News is a pretty good one. It's very ethereal, very esoteric, reflective. Again, that hook of course, like, good news is all they want to hear. They don't like me when I'm down, I think is a fantastic, look into his state of mind around the time that Circles was being recorded. And like his feelings of isolation and not being able to, maybe even being able to express himself but not receiving the help that I think it's supposed to elicit,
Mhm.
is really interesting. Of course, Blue World is a fantastic little like track, that's a reprieve as far as talking about loving someone. And of course, like, it's a blue world without you, which, you can talk about.
Do you think he
uh,
was blue? Dabu dee dabu da.
Da boo dee da boo da da ba dee bo doo da.
No, different song.
Dude,
I'm blue.
no,
Dabu dee dabu
no,
da. Dabu
no,
dee dabu.
no,
What were you?
no, dude, you're wrong.
What were you singing?
What were you singing?
I'm confused now.
What were you singing?
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I interrupted you.
What were you singing?
I interrupted you. I wanted to throw a little joke in there. My
What
bad.
were you singing?
I was singing "Blue" by Eiffel 65. No,
Da boo dee da boo da.
is it Eiffel 65?
Da boo dee ba boo da. Beep boop beep boop. Yeah. So
Yes, I'm Blue by Eiffel 65.
if you're looking
I
for
know everything about
an
music.
album that will break your heart inside and out, but in a good way, I would definitely recommend Circles by Mac Miller. If you're not a Mac Miller fan and you're looking to sort of get into his work, I don't know if this is the best place to jump in, but it's a nice destination, I think, to look forward to if you're not even like a huge classic rap fan. Um, yeah, and I mean, like, my hat is off again to Mac Miller's camp and the team behind the Circles release, including John Bryan and the rest of the production team. Just because you delivered on something that I think Mac would be incredibly proud of. I mean, obviously, I never knew the guy, so I can't say that. I say that as a fan of his. I don't say that assuming anything about his personal life or character or anything else like that. But I think that he would have been proud of this release, and it seems like his family was pretty happy with it.
I think his team at the end, especially like people like Thundercat, who's on it a lot. He's on for 2 tracks, but like and his whole like mixing, his recording, his producers and everything. I think they knew his image and like his like message and just kind of his style and like tone so well that like I agree. I think he would have been
They were
very
able to,
happy with
yeah,
how it came out. I mean,
fill
it was
those little
like you
cracks.
said, it was like basically done almost.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it had been done. A lot it just hadn't been fully, like cleaned and everything. It was very raw still.
Yeah.
But
So, rest in peace to Mac Miller. You're gone way too soon. And, it was clear that you had an incredibly even brighter future ahead of you in the music genre. And honestly, man, I would have given anything to work with that guy before he was gone.
Oh, I
Like
completely
anything.
agree.
Especially
I totally
because of the fact
agree.
that
I'm actually, he was
he
one of the
was-
people who I like had on my list when I was in
Yeah.
high school of like people who I wanted to work with.
Yeah, because dude, he was like, I mean, older than us, but he wasn't that much older than us. Like realistically, if we had like made it in our chosen fields, like we could have worked with him one day if we wanted to.
True.
If he was still around.
I agree.
So, it's a tragic loss for sure. And
Heavy.
yeah, I would definitely recommend giving the album a listen. There's kind of something for everyone on there. Like there's definitely like, a little bit of a groovy party track. There's the love tracks. There's, of course, like the more sad reflective cuts. So overall, like give it a listen.
Nice.
I think
Hell
you'll really
yeah.
like it.
Hell yeah.
So there you go. Circles by Mac Miller.
I'm just going to turn this a little bit.
That's totally fine.
There we go. Thank you. That way you can speak more like directly into it. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we are once
Yeah.
again. Big
Yeah.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Big Shaq. Come on
Yeah.
our show.
Please come on our show.
Big Shaq.
Please.
I
Peace.
don't know what to tell you.
Peace.
I don't know what I
Peace.
can say.
Come on our show.
I don't know how to tell
Peace.
you, but you've got to let us know when you're coming on the show.
Yeah, you got to hit us back, dude.
Yep.
We haven't DM'd you or anything, and so you got to hit us back.
Yeah.
We haven't tried anything to reach out to you except for just say things to the camera that, to people who probably and definitely don't have a connection. For
No
now.
connection
For
to
now.
Big
For
Shaq.
now.
At
we're
least at the
getting there.
moment.
We're getting there. Okay. We're going to hit you up. Okay.
Listen.
When we have something to back it up with. You know what I mean?
How much money would it cost, Big Shaq?
That's what we're saying.
How much is it going to run us?
Give
Get
me
you on the show.
a figure. Give me a
Get
figure
me a monetary value
of
and
what it
then
would
I'm
cost to
good.
get your ass on the show.
Because 2 + 2 is 4
Minus
-1.
one,
That's
that's
free
free
quick
quick
maths. Yeah, I'll pay that. I will pay the quick maths fee.
I will pay the quick maths fee.
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 Yeah, but Big Shaq, please come on our show.
Free.
Bring an album that you care about, that you love, that you want to discuss with us, and we'll fly you out here. You know what? I'll say it. We'll fly you out here. We'll put you up. We'll get you on the show. Phil, it's Big Shaq, dude. It's Big Shaq.
We better have some money by then, dude.
It's
That's all I'm
Big
saying.
Shaq.
That's all I'm saying. We better have money by then.
We're going to find a way to get you on this fucking show.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. All right. Well, we're at 23 and a half minutes. So I say we,
You want to take a break right now?
yeah.
We still have 6 minutes.
All right. I mean, whatever. I'm just saying that way we can stay ahead of it and that way we can go longer and everything. So fuck it. I mean, if you think we can do lore in 6 minutes, let's do it. I mean, it is pretty easy because I don't know if you can see. There's nothing here.
There's nothing there.
Uh-oh.
There's
Uh-oh, dude.
nothing
Dude,
there.
uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh. I think we forgot or we were going to have to skip a day, I guess, of having an
No.
offering.
See,
You know,
it's okay.
and you know what? I think that's okay.
It's totally okay.
Because 2 Samuel in the Bible, right? It's basically the continuation, obviously, of the Samuel chapter and everything. And so what's going on is it's following David, King David and everything. And the whole thing, the overview, I'll make it short this time. The overview is that basically King David was very loyal and very faithful to God. And even though he sinned and he was punished for those sins, he continued to have God's favor and forgiveness. So when it relates to the Chusean religion, it's a little bit different.
2 Samuel.
I thought you were going to continue on. To
Oh
be
no,
honest.
no! I just wanted to add that in.
Okay.
No, I can continue though.
I mean, I can do the full sermon if you want. It's up to you.
No, it's okay.
No, go ahead. No, please, go ahead.
So
I'm our resident. Resident Christian theorist and everything. Yeah. What is it? Theologian.
Theologist.
This guy This is why he gets paid the big bucks.
So, basically, the more that you work on your body, the more the chase works on moving things around in your life, pretty much. So the more active you
For
are,
good, right? For good.
Of course,
Of course.
the more active the Lord Chase is in your existence. So basically, after the events of First Bamuel, gyms are just fucking overrun with Chusian followers. People would spend all day in the gym just getting absolutely
elliptical.
shredded,
Just
yoked all the time,
sprinting on the treadmill,
fucking
going way too fast,
ripped,
Olympic speeds on the treadmill.
They all have cum gutters. Every single one of them has cum gutters. All of them.
Fuck is cum gutters?
You know those things? The V on a guy where it comes in. I heard this is the first time on Rick and Morty.
Oh my god, I've never.
Shout out to Rick and Morty and Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon.
Shout out.
But yeah, cum gutters. They're like that area right here where
it's the obliques. It's the obliques. Lower obliques.
So you just have gutters where your cum would run through.
Okay.
Yeah. So they spend all day in the gym.
Can I say something? When I first started going to the gym, that was like the only thing that I wanted.
Was cum gutters.
What? No, it's just called the V. What the fuck? You know what? Fuck it. Cum gutters. I wanted cum gutters. I wanted like the railway, the railways. You know what I mean? Like bowling rails.
That's a much better way for it. The train tracks.
The train.
You
tracks.
wanted the train.
I wanted the train tracks. For the happy trail. Tracks. There's the happy trail, and then there's two like perpendicular, almost. Well, not really, but like
I got my
they're
train
heading
tracks.
Towards each other, V-shaped train tracks, and that's what it is. That's what it is.
That's it.
That's what I want. And you know what? It's the Oblique Express.
So we got
down to Dick Town.
We've got to get this finished up in just a second. So people would spend all day in the gym, but as time moved on, as society continued to evolve or devolve, depending on who you're asking, people began to spend time outside of the gym. So soon it was found that humans, due to their non-perfect, non-divine nature, they can't function on exercise alone. It didn't serve as like a sustenance. It wasn't like photosynthesis, for plants. Unlike the gods and demigods, they required nourishment of the body and the mind and the soul. So they needed to live, laugh, and love, and buy those horrible signs and put them up in their fucking kitchens and shit. And that was just needed. They just needed a break. So it was decided that 5 days out of the week would be dedicated to working out, and then the other 2 days would be labeled kind of for rest.
Wait, are you saying that Chusian followers are live, laugh, love people?
Yes, most of them are.
But aren't we Chusian followers?
I mean, we're a branch off. It's sort of like, there's like Catholics.
So basically like fitness people.
No, but there's Catholics and Lutherans.
Yes? You mean the two sects of Christianity?
Yeah, like we're like the Lutherans.
Sects.
Those are the Catholics, because we're way more lax. Lutherans.
So we broke away from the church.
Yes, we have our own Martin Luther, but that's not coming until like way down the line.
Yeah. That's a crazy lore type of thing. That's once we get out of lore and into history. You know what I mean?
So we're about to run out of camera, but we'll be right back to finish up the lore. Give us 1 second. Hold on.
In 3, 2, 1. And we are back.
And we're back.
And
we're
back.
back.
And we're
We're
back.
back
And
again.
we're
We're
back.
back
And
again.
we're
We're
back.
back
I'm still
again. We're back
pointing
again.
at
We're
you
back.
because I
We're
want
back.
you to
We're
be
back.
here
We're
to
back.
dance
You
with
know
us
we're
now
back.
because
We're
we're
back.
dancing
And you know
along
that
to
the
the song
dancing
that
to
we're
the song that
making
we're
up right
making
now
up
as
right
we
now.
start up again.
Yes,
We're back.
So we're gonna finish up lore. So it was decided, as I said, that 5 days out of the week would be dedicated to working out, and 2 days would be labeled for the rest period for you to, bake bread and not have the dough rise and get your shit all over the table.
And
have
that
the
was
table
another
bread.
thing that was like a complaint, and that was a worry of the Chusian followers back then, was that they didn't have time to complete the bread, the protein, everything. They couldn't get the nourishment that they needed, and all the crazy amount of protein that's needed to maintain the Chusian lifestyle. And they didn't want to stop exercising because that was like the main thing. You know what I mean? Like health and like keeping top peak fitness at all times. And so it was a big concern of theirs. And the bread is such an important part of the whole religion and the culture that to be forgetting it is
It's a
just
sin.
as
It's a
sinful
sin.
as
As not working out.
as not working out for 2 days straight.
Yeah. So, this led us to the weekly schedule that we know now. So, the ancient Chusean dialect words that used to, be used for back and chest day and legs day. So, like Mon, Tues, Wens, Thurs, Fry, they all became days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those beginning of the words all come from a Chusean way of saying, oh, it's chest day, it's back day, all that sort of thing. And then Sat Sun, those two were basically like you rest from
You
the
sat
setting
down
sun.
on
Yes,
Saturday,
exactly.
and then on Sunday,
The
you
sun
had the
set.
energy of the rising sun to work twice as hard.
Exactly. So the reason why we don't have an offering this week is essentially the idea that, look, blessings or consequences follow every action. So when you don't work out, that's okay. It's fine to take a break. It's fine to take a day off from the gym. But when you come back the next day, you need to work twice as hard to make up for that. And it's only because, look, if it's your day of rest, that's a completely different story. But if you were planning on going into the gym and you don't, when you come back in the next day, it's okay, but you got to work twice as hard. And you should apply that to all gyms, all manners of your life. Every single gymnasium of the soul you should tackle in the same way. You don't go in and talk to your boss about quitting your job so you can move to Antarctica. That's fine. But then on the second day, go in and then fuck his wife and then quit your job. That's what I'm talking about. You got to come in and go twice as hard.
And call yourself the Penguin King. You know why? Because you're moving to fucking Antarctica,
it.
dude.
That's exactly
you're the
what I'm saying.
goddamn Penguin King.
You were the fucking
You're
penguin
the
king.
lead. Emperor penguins, you're above that. You're God penguin. You're God penguin, basically. to
You
that.
can
you know why?
fly.
Do you know why?
You're a flight.
Opposable
you are
thumbs,
a flight
baby.
bird.
You got flight. We have flight figured out.
Yeah,
you just
we
got to
can
pay
do
for it.
You just got to
You know
get
what I
the
mean?
money.
You just got to sell your soul a
just
little
gotta
bit.
get
You just gotta
the
get the
money.
Gotta have the money. Gotta have the green.
So
gotta
that's
have the cash.
that's pretty
gotta
much
have the
it.
bread.
So as told in Second Bamuel, all actions have their consequences. And should you stay divine and you stay devoted to the work ethic of the Chusean religion, it's going to pay off for you. Hardcore.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And in cHaSe's name we pray.
All praise be
Amen.
to cHaSe.
All praise be to cHaSe.
All praise be to cHaSe.
Cool. That was really nice.
Sometimes we get good harmonies, actually.
Every now and then we do.
We hit some pretty good harmonies.
There's once or twice every now and then where we actually do hit it pretty good. So, Phil,
What's up?
you want to talk about your album?
Hell yeah, I do.
So,
Good at Falling.
Good at Falling.
The Japanese House.
Japanese House.
Came out in 2019.
Not to be confused with the Korean House.
They are not the same. Stop saying that.
Yeah, don't say that, though. That's racist. Oh, you're still
Cool.
looking at him. Okay.
Yeah. So, 2019, The Japanese House. It's a UK band. And what was that, shadowy figure? Oh, yeah, of course. Good at Falling, Japanese House. It looks like this.
There we go. There it is. That's it. Sorry, you were just all over the place. Okay.
Wow. Good catch. Oh, there it goes.
It
Okay.
shouldn't
Yeah,
come
it's
back.
gone
Yeah,
now.
it's
Okay,
gone now. We're good.
It's all right. It takes a second to take flight. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's a little bit
You
of a
gotta
new
toss it the
album.
right
You know what I
way.
mean? So it's not exactly like got the whole flight thing down. So 2019, The Japanese House is the UK
Japanese
band.
House.
They're like a synthetic. They've got like a dreamy. Some of their stuff is like synthetic, so it's synthesized. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's synthetic in the way of like electronic.
No, I got
That's
you.
what
I
they are.
got you. I just misunderstood you for a second.
So yeah, Amber Bain is the main artist and the vocalist and songwriter for The Japanese House.
Okay.
She is fantastic. I would love to have her on the show. If anyone knows how we can reach out to her, please. I saw you live and you were unbelievable. It was great. So it starts off. So this track was shown to me by our good friend of the podcast, Marty Vibes.
Yes, shout out to Marty Vibes. And
Shout out to the Vibe Cave. Shout out to Stefan Washburn.
Stefan Washburn.
Shout out to I think it's called the Vibe Cave. I think that's where all the vibes are in the Cave of Vibes. You know what I mean? On Twitch, shout out to Twitch.
I believe it is
at the Vibe Cave on Twitch. They stream every now and then, also on Instagram and Twitter.
Gotta love it.
Gotta
love it.
This album is 44 minutes and 8 seconds, so it's a little bit less than an hour.
Okay,
it's about 3/4 of an hour.
Wow, I didn't even say the tracks or the length.
No, you didn't, did you? Yeah, because you're a bitch.
Well, it's 12 tracks. 12 tracks and 49 minutes. So just for future reference. I don't even have to look at that.
Fine.
Yeah. Anyway. Keep going.
And he showed me this track, but like I think 2 years ago now, and I have been listening to it constantly. I mean, it is such a great album for vibes and just hanging out for literally anything that you want to do. I absolutely push this album onto anyone. It's my top 10 albums of all time.
You think it's a universally good album?
I think it's a phenomenally good album.
Okay.
I think it's so good. Starts with "We Went to Meet Her." That's the intro song. It's kind of like this really dark, like it's got like this dark feeling to it. It's got like kind of a push, and then she comes in. There's a lot of auto-tuned and kind of like a electrified, synthesized voice, like vocals in this, and there's a lot of layering. Clearly, it's not just her voice. There's also like I hear male voice in there, and then I hear another female voice that's totally different. So, and when I saw her live, she has another female backup singer who also plays an instrument. I can't remember. I think it was keys. And then she has another guy who plays an instrument. I think it's a guitar.
Okay.
And he also sings. And so they get a lot of good. She kind of Amber, the main vocalist. She kind of stays in the middle, kind of more of like the alto region. And I like it because when the melody is in there, then you can really make cool, complicated chords and like vocal layering from like a male voice with a lower timbre hitting like a lower line, and then another female voice hitting like a higher above. So you get this like weird complexity to this middle note. You know what I mean? It like adds these like edges that kind of like 3D, give it a lot of like depth, and it like gives it more complexity. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like.
Okay. Yeah, and well, it's not even that. It's just like it makes it fuller, and it just like it gives. I'm a sucker for chords and harmonies, especially vocal harmonies. I love it. I put it in everything if I can. So, this whole album is filled with that, and so you've got Maybe You're the Reason. So let me do standout tracks. Standout tracks for me are Wild. Love that song.
Dude, you're so wild, Phil. Why are you doing this, dude? Stop it. You're so wild, dude.
Do it again. Do it again.
So wild. Oh my God. Wait, Phil, we have to do it then. Phil and I fight
That's
like
good.
cats every now and then.
We like to do that, like a little
cat
banter.
We like to do the little like
feline banter.
Look up here. Look. Yeah, get some slaps and some pats in there.
Precisely. So your
standout tracks.
Wild.
Wild for sure.
Follow My Girl. Those two songs are kind of like I would say like they're very like clean production wise, and like
I don't know why.
They're just like very kind of poppy, but like they have like a good depth to them. The lyrics are very what?
You made me think of Logic's Supermarket for a second with that song Pretty Young Girl. She's a pretty young girl doing pretty young thing. Like
I don't listen to Logic.
It's not that good.
To be honest. He's never been my guy. It just sonically doesn't hit me well. And that's okay. Maybe it hits your ears well.
Keep going. Anyway, that was completely off topic. Fuck Supermarket. That
so
was
Wild and Follow My Girl are like very much like poppy and like kind of very clean. They are good like putting on at a party. Both of them are very good party tracks because they got good energy and you've also got going on like the other side of like the more dark and like the not like B-side kind of tracks, but you know like those tracks that are like kind of hidden in an album.
The deep
like,
cuts.
If you really like, if you listen to the album and you had to like hear that song over and over, you start finding the kind of complexities to it, and you maybe hear if you listen on different devices, you hear things you didn't hear before.
It's a third listen kind of.
Yeah,
track.
and it's like and it's gold. Like you really gotta like dig at it a little bit, let your ears listen to it, and then it becomes gold. And that
I
song for
never
me
let
on
my
this
ears listen
is
to it.
Something Far Too Good to Feel. That song I think is beautiful.
Yep.
I think it starts off slow, so I think a lot of people kind of discount it, and what I've seen from people talking about on forums and just like different like reviews, comments, and stuff like that about this album. People kind of discard this song, but it's also the longest song on the album at 4.5 minutes basically. But I think it's great. I think it moves fast. It's got like fast and slow parts to it. I think it's like alive. I think it's got a lot of good depth to it. I like it a lot. Going on, one of the like main songs, like one of the most popular songs from this album is Everybody Hates Me, so I feel like I need to mention it. Everybody Hates Me also is one of the songs that they did on their live session album, which is called the LA Sessions, which they did like a year later, I think. In like 20
So last year?
or like
2020?
maybe because this came out in March of 2019. I think they did it later in 2019. Yeah.
Like fall 2019.
Yeah. And then I Saw You in a Dream was also one of those songs. I think the song Lila was one of them. And then Maybe You're the Reason, I believe, those were the 4 tracks that they did live for like a live session. It just kind of has like a little bit softer and maybe more of a little bit like a different feel. Like they kind of changed up the synths and the drums a little bit for when they did Everybody Hates Me on the live session. So it's a little bit different. But back to this album.
Yep.
There's something about the progression of these 3 songs, the 10th through the 12th song, America's Sleeping, Worms, and Far Away. I don't know what it is about this, but those 3 songs I like I really like them being in that order and like kind of following each other the way that they do.
Okay.
Like I think
Why
it's very
is that?
smart. I don't know, something about
Like sonically, you mean how they work
yeah,
together?
like they could almost be
just
like different parts of like the same song, but like they
like a
don't.
movement?
They're not all in the same key. They don't use like a lot of they don't have like motifs and everything, but like just the way that they move. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it except for like
It's not like
picturesque.
not
it's like
like
story.
movements in a symphony.
It's very
but almost
narrative.
like symphonies in a line.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
essentially.
like different movements of like a symphony.
First, second, and
Yeah,
third
and I really
symphony.
like it. I mean, this whole album does that kind of. I kind of see it as like another, not as like linear as the breakup album was for or like the breakup storyline, or the kind of betrayal storyline that Modus Vivendi follows.
Oh yeah.
The 07 Shake that we did.
Yep.
But
Which looks like this.
I'll let you take that one. See you. Bye. Okay. There you went.
Dude, that is really far down.
Yeah, that was. Like
I didn't expect
that was like an
that.
abyss almost. That's kind of scary.
Hold on one second.
Holy shit! I have kind of vertigo from that. That's
Hold
crazy.
on. I'm gonna just give me a
Holy
second.
Fuck. You put it on? Did you even put it on a string?
No.
Are you fishing for it?
to get it. Trying to get it back. Hold
Okay.
on.
Hold on, guys. One sec. We're just fishing real quick.
I think I got a bite.
You think you got a bite? Oh my gosh! Wait. Yeah, I see it moving. I see it.
Oh, and here we go.
Here we go. Come on. Here, just get it out. I'll grab it.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Here we go. I got it.
Pretty good.
It's back. It's back, y'all.
Okay. Now, here, let me see that.
Okay. Is this catch and release out here?
Oh, that was not
Holy
good.
shit, that was not a good landing.
not
That
a
was
good
not a good
landing.
entry.
Yeah,
I would have to give him a 3 out of 10 on that second one, but that first one was an 8. He landed well.
That was not good.
Whatever it is.
I think it's dead for sure.
Yeah, I think it's for sure dead.
Sorry, 07 Shake.
My bad. But yeah, I think this album's great.
Sounds
think
pretty great.
everyone is
I haven't
part of it.
listened. I haven't listened to it. I know Japanese House.
It's
but-
their first studio album, and it's their only studio album, right? They actually don't have a lot of music. They have a lot more like singles that they've released, but a lot of the singles that they end up releasing are either on like a little bit of a grouping thing, with like a lot of the singles that they put, I think like 3 or 4 of the singles from this album were put out as singles. So like, so yeah, I just like, they don't have
I've
a
heard
lot,
the
but
LA
what they've
section.
put out is C'est Magnifique. I think it's great. I think this whole album, I think every track is a banger. I think it all just like, it's very much like their sound. I don't hear a lot of people who are like this. Maybe I'm not listening to the right people. And if I'm not, let me know in the comments below.
Comment down below.
And, hit the like button so you can like telling me off in the comments. You know what I mean?
We need to do bad albums sometime soon.
I know. We need to do like a bad album episode.
Tear something apart, man.
I know.
Because look, here's the thing, right? We've had some good music on the show. We brought some good music in.
Yeah.
A lot of it's been pretty obscure. Like not a lot of mainstream projects. At least we have T-Pain, we have Mac Miller and stuff like that. But we've gotten some kind of like underappreciated stuff so far. We need to find something like, we need to find like
you did
Corey
shit on the
Feldman.
Big Day, by the way.
Yeah, but that
you literally said you were using that time to shit on the Big Day.
I know, but that was different. I want us both to go in on something that is universally just horrible.
No, but it can't be universally horrible because what we like to do on this show is to bring in albums and like talk about albums that we think that a lot of people.
I just mean it like no one likes it. I guess.
Oh, okay. So like it's really like
it doesn't have to be well known. I'm just saying that like there's no debate over whether or not it's any good. Like the Big Day is just bad. It's just.
Oh my god! I'm making a lot of noise.
You are making a lot of noise.
Hey,
there.
hear me out.
Yes.
I have to pee.
Yeah. So you want to take a break now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll try and make it a shorter episode.
You know what?
Anyway.
Here we go.
Shorter.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? 3, 2, 1.
Guess what? Guess what?
Guess
we're
what?
Back. We're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're We're back. We're acrobats. We're acrobats. We're acrobats. We're back. We're back. I'm Batman.
Yes, exactly.
I'm Batman.
Phil, before we get into our current events, I got a would you rather for you.
Okay.
Would you rather be
I just want to say,
yes,
real quick, to y'all, he does these so many to us.
all
Me,
the time.
everyone,
All the time.
the shadowy entity behind the camera, the other people in the house, everyone. And
Look,
y'all
like
just don't
doing
hear some of the ones that he gives us where it's like it's a moral crisis of
Dude,
like what I'm gonna do.
It tells you a lot about people. It's just interesting.
What are you trying to find out about me you don't know already?
No,
after being friends with me for 5+ years.
It's just interesting.
Or
That's
no,
literally
like 5
it.
years now.
Yeah, that's literally it. It's just I thought the door was still open, but
You want it to be?
I don't want you to see.
My
what's
heart's
happening.
open for you.
It better be. But it's just interesting to see how different people answer the question, especially because people have different like moral standards. They have different like experiences that they've gone through. So like, different people will get like, sort of respond differently to different stimuli. That's all I'm saying. It's just kind of interesting. That's all.
Okay.
All right. So this one,
Whatever, dude.
I think I've given you this one before, but
You don't believe that.
you're in a dark parking garage. You're on like the 2nd floor and you have to run up to the 6th floor, and chasing you is either a
You have given me this
gigantic big bird, like a demented big bird kind of thing, or a demented Jack in the Box like character. And for reference, I want to show you this Jack in the Box Jack at Burger King commercial from 2009, just so you remember.
I'm gonna try and sync it up, give you like a little audio cue with this. Okay, so ready? 3, 2, 1.
One of my competitors says you can have it your
Yeah,
way.
so you can watch this.
Really? Good luck ordering breakfast after 11 a.m.
Okay.
Let's talk about
Jack in the
my
Box.
way.
Looks good.
My way means
Isn't
you
he
can order anything on the
horrifying
menu.
in a lot
I
of
like
any
him a
time of day
lot.
with
Look,
access
I
to
think he's
stupid
great.
Fucking
French
hat.
But
It looks like an
imagine-
ice cream cone.
Other places
But
won't
imagine
do
him
that.
fucking
Hey,
running
not
at you.
saying something that's not true.
That
something
fucking Jack
about
in the Box, I'm scared of him running out. If he
Dude.
looks like that, I'm more scared than him just in the suit.
He's coming. He's like
Is
actively.
he that Jack in
he's
the
that
Box?
Jack
Like
in the
that
Box.
that
he's
version?
jacked in the box. That's him.
He's got a box that's
his guy.
jacked.
He's jacked in the box, is what I'm trying to tell you. So imagine like, here's the thing, right? I think that like I had talked to you about this the last time that we were talking. So like you're running, right? You're running at a moderate rate and you're going uphill
Yeah.
because you're in a parking garage.
Yeah.
So you got to get up to the 6th floor. So
Yeah.
it's 4 levels of that,
Okay.
right? He's running at you, either the big bird or the Jack in the Box. And so you're running forward. And then as soon as you look back, they're like a foot behind you.
Oh
and
my
and it's
God.
maintained that way the whole time. And it's just like big bird, like, running at you like that.
Do you think Big Bird
or it's just
costs?
Jack in the Box? Like,
Wait. I don't think canonically. I don't think Big Bird
canonically.
goes, ah!
Well, no. But
He
this
goes,
is like a
"Hey."
real. This is like a fucked up Big Bird creature. This is like a dude in a Big Bird suit who's like here to fucking kill you. Like you know that he's gonna. I'm gonna see if I can find a good example. I'm gonna look up just demented. Big
Honestly,
Bird and see what comes
I
up.
think I would rather do the Big Bird.
Are you sure? Oh, dude, imagine this. Look at this.
We're gonna put that picture up right.
Yeah, we're gonna put it up
here.
right here. Come on, look at that. Imagine that thing coming at you. Just running.
It's right there, right here, right
or something like this. Just
Fuck
roaming around.
I'd rather have that, honestly. I don't know why. Something like with the goofy face, I would be less scared. Like I would be less.
It's really for me.
I would be less concerned that he's gonna catch me. I don't know why. I think
It's
I would be
just the
more
beak.
confident
Here,
about
I'm
me
gonna-
escaping.
I'm gonna see. This is a video called
Starting it at the snap.
Big Bird the Messiah. Okay, look at this, Phil. So imagine, again, you're in the parking garage and it's just full bore. You are running so hard and it's just like running at you in the darkness like this.
I don't know why. Just the Big Bird costume. I'm gonna laugh more. Like I'll be scared. I'm still scared.
Yeah,
But
you'd
something
still be
about the
scared.
humanoid aspect of Jack in the Box and the fact that he's a man with a giant globe on his head.
Yes. That's scarier
It's
for you.
scarier to me than something that I recognize as a Sesame Street character. You know what I mean?
This is terrifying.
It's not that bad.
Darius Haskell, very good work, sir. I mean, like, look, it's not like I'm not shaking.
I think
just mean that,
after
like,
I've seen like the post
the imagery is properly disturbing. Is I guess all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I don't know why. Just like horror movies are so much different to me now that like we've worked on movies and like, films and everything, and like, shows and like just the post production process of
man,
the visual arts and everything like in terms of like
we had your head split open. Remember?
Yeah, and just like
made a blood rig,
but
a
now
full
like when I
blood rig
watch
on
things and like it kind of like scares me, like the thing is like being manipulated and kind of supposed to like fuck with your head. Like now I'm like,
Oh,
I know
what
that
they're
that's
doing.
edited. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, I see what that is.
doing,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
And then like now, especially with audio and like the soundtrack, like I know that like when I feel that bass in me, it's because it's that specific frequency that's literally like the horror movie
Frequency,
the horror film frequency. That's like the fear note. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
The fear note.
Exactly.
And I don't remember exactly what frequency it is, but I'll look it up.
All right, so you're gonna go with Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Wait, no. You said you'd pick Big Bird. I'm sorry.
What?
You said that you'd pick Big Bird because it would make you laugh more
Yeah.
and you'd still be running.
Yes.
Would anything incline you to turn around and face Big Bird, like attack him, like beat him up, or would you just run? He's like tall.
I don't know when he's that close behind
He's
me.
like
When he's that
like
close behind me.
Tall.
When like you said, if I turn around, he's like a foot away from me. I may just drop to my legs so that there's no way he's gonna stop if he's a foot away from me. He's not gonna be able to stop. So I'll just drop to my knees and he'll fall over me.
Yeah.
I'll probably start to attack him.
And how scared would you be?
Absolutely. I mean, it would be fight or flight at the peak.
You drop to your knees and stop and nothing goes over you, and then you just turn around and he's just standing in place, and then you just start walking, and as you walk you turn around and he's just a foot behind you again, just keeping pace with you, and then you run.
I mean, then I would be like, okay, well, he had a chance to get me, so
doesn't mean he might not get you this time,
dude. No. All right, if
now-
he didn't get
now-
me the first
now
time,
here's the
then he
fucked up
can't be
question,
coming
right?
after me.
would your answer change if you were swimming across a similar distance?
No, I would still want Big Bird
You'd still
because
want Big Bird?
look at his anatomy.
No, I know, but like it just say that he can swim like as the same as like an average person, just somehow like he's just like doing that same speed thing of like you look back while you're
The
swimming.
thing is, like his
and
face
just-
is so goofy. Like I would have a hard time not laughing at like Big Bird because he's just so fucking goofy looking. You know what I mean?
It's fair.
So yeah,
Dude, still go with
Big
him.
Bird both ways. Just because I don't know, there's something about Jack in the Box being human that I don't like. I really don't like it. So freaks me out more.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's totally
It
fair.
may stem from the whole like, innate fear that we have because of like, watching Halloween as a kid and like,
Yeah.
and watching Friday the 13th and just like people in masks
Of
with
course.
humanoid bodies
Also mascots
is scary to me.
in
I also
general.
I don't know the propensity of violence and like the depth of whatever species Big Bird is. I know the depth of violence and like the darkness of humanity.
Well, yeah, and it's
So
like
like
that
I'm
idea.
more scared about what would happen to me with the Jack in the Box guy than I am about Big Bird because of that. I don't.
No, that's
it's
totally fair.
unknown, so I'm less scared
hold
because I
on.
don't know.
But just to be clear, I don't think I made this clear enough from the beginning. It's not like a Big Bird creature.
It's a dude in a Big Bird.
It's a dude in a Big Bird suit.
Okay, so then he has less mobility. Then he's less mobility than even in that case.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm
like,
still picking Big Bird.
he's like, you know, like he's
anyone
like
in a
very
costume
fast and
versus a
agile.
guy who's free walking and free moving in a fucking like, you know,
Yeah.
sleeveless suit.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that, dude. I don't.
He
fuck
still
with
has
that.
his sleeves. He hasn't ripped them off yet. He
I
hasn't
don't
cut-
care,
He hasn't
dude.
caught
He's
you
still
yet.
he's still like a human in regular clothing.
he
where
only rips
he could
off
run
the
after me
sleeves
better
once
than
he has
someone
you.
in a fucking costume.
Yeah, once he has you, then he rips off the sleeves.
I don't know. Something about the anatomy and running doesn't look like Big Bird, whether it's a costume or an actual creature, was meant to run as humans
As
were.
fast,
like,
yeah,
like
I-
we're
I
meant to run because that's the only
completely
way
understand
that we walk. That's the
We're
only way that we can.
bipedal.
Yeah.
We're designed with that like low butt and everything.
Yeah, like we're meant to
run.
walk and run.
We're meant
so
to
like,
run,
Yeah, we're
man.
meant to like long distance run. So I clearly the anatomy and the structure of Big Bird's body, like I said, whether a man in a suit or a real creature does not work
So if the
as
love,
well as me.
if the love of your life, right? You guys.
I mean, think about the arm reach. His arms are like,
You're driving down like a barren stretch of road in West Texas with the love of your life, right?
Okay.
You go to a gas station.
dude, we're driving.
Yeah, dude. Oh. Play with my beard like that more often.
No,
Please.
never again.
Please.
Never again.
I'm glad you didn't see that. Anyway, driving down West Texas.
I saw
you
it in
stop
my
at a gas
peripherals.
station.
Do what I did last time.
Stop at a gas station. She goes in to, or he or she, whatever, goes into a gas station, and you know they're chilling in there for a while, and then you notice that they're not coming back, and you turn, right? You turn, and you just see the Jack in the Box guy standing in like the doorway, and he just pushes it open and just goes, "Come on, Philip. There's plenty of room for one more," and he's just waiting there, like he doesn't have a weapon, nothing. He's not even the. Dude,
I do not
this is
get
the worst
in.
part. This is the worst part. He's not even the ripped Jack in the Box. He's like obviously like thin and like all scrawny and shit. And the mask has like one like broken part, so you can like kind of see through it to like some guy who's just in there. And so like again, your significant other, love of your life, in there with him, and he's just, "Come on, Philip. There's still room for one more." And he's just waiting at the doorway. What are you gonna do? There's no one around at all. You're in Texas, so like you might be armed. I don't fucking know. I don't know if you drive with a gun.
Do you see what I mean? What am I supposed to answer to this?
It's just a question.
All
There's
right.
no right.
Let
That's
me
the whole
think.
point. And
So
tell me,
why is this person
Hold
in the
on.
car with them?
Confirm
Or
one
like,
thing
do
for
they
me.
wait? Do they look scared?
Do I
Does the
ever
love of my
say-
life look scared?
you can't see them. They're just in the. They're in.
How the fuck do I know they're in there?
No. Like you pulled up to get gas.
Yeah.
You're outside gassing up. They left to go in and like get snacks or
Mhm.
like use the bathroom or something, and then never came back. And so you're looking at the store, and then the Jack in the Box guy like emerges from that store. So they're
Probably
in there.
fight or flight would kick in. I'd probably go in. I'd probably go in to try and save them.
Yep.
And I'd probably beat the fuck out of that Jack in the Box guy.
Jack in the Box.
Especially if he looks thin. I don't give a fuck.
All right,
if he
so
has
you
a
beat the
weapon or
shit
not.
out.
I just know that like primal instinct would kick in, and I would be like, I have to kick the shit out of this
So you
guy
kick the
right
shit
now.
out of this guy. You get this like your significant other out, and then by the time that you get out of the store and you get out of the, like outside to your car, there's like 8 Jack in the Box dudes waiting for you.
He's got goons.
Then
He sent
what?
goons after me, dude.
It's a cult. It's a Jack in the
Jesus
Box cult.
Christ, dude. God, I mean, what the fuck is this called?
Jack. It's called Jack in the Boxes. Like they all have different things that they have to do. They all fit in different boxes. You know.
Okay. They're surrounding my car.
Well, they're like in between you and the path of the car. Like, are you
then
just
we
gonna
run. We run. We leave. We
You just
fucking
run.
book it.
Fair enough. That's fair.
I would probably also, once I got done with the Jack in the Box guy, would either like search his pockets, like pull his body in, right?
You loot him.
Yeah, for sure. He might have some shit. What the? Why would I not?
I mean, look, I guess.
Dude,
why
I've played
not?
enough RPG games where like
You gotta
I'm
loot 'em.
looting whatever the fuck is around me
You
if
gotta
I'm in a
loot 'em.
situation of survival. Like
No, that's fair.
that 100%.
It's totally fair.
So.
And then it turns out your girlfriend is one of them. Yep.
Yeah.
So essentially, there's nothing that's going to make you like fight a Jack in the Box guy unless you really have to. Essentially, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'd rather not get into a fight at all, to be honest with you. Like,
Especially
I'm
with the
past
Jack
the
in the Box
point
guy.
of just like getting into fights.
Oh, it's
I'm
fair.
an adult at this point. Like, I
You can get
don't
assault
want to have
charges
to.
now.
Yeah, I don't want to have to get the assault. I don't want to have to deal with the aftermath, injury wise, and also like socially of just like I got into a fight with this person, and like here's the thing. I don't like at this point in my life, I'm not gonna fight like fairly, you know what I mean? Like it's not just gonna be like a boom, boom, boom. Okay, yeah, we're good. We fought. No, I'm going to put you on the ground. If I can, I'm going to do my best to put you on the ground and not let you get up. Like I'm gonna win the fight.
Okay.
So like
fair enough.
So that's what I mean when I'm like, I just don't fight. Like it would have to be something to the point where like that is gonna be the outcome regardless. So like I'd rather not get into the situation unless I absolutely necessary.
Fair enough. Totally fair.
Yeah.
Well, also
I just
really,
like I know that like I know what I'm capable of when like I'm cornered or you know what I mean, like in that situation where
Yeah,
I'm
of
like
course.
I have to fight my way out. Like I have to be physically aggressive. Like
Yeah, you
I
don't want to hurt
know
anybody.
I know at what caliber I can get myself to at that point. So
It's fair, dude. Yeah,
that's
there's a lot
not
of people
me.
like
That's
that.
not me. That's not an invitation for anyone to try and like fuck with me in public. Please don't do that.
No, don't do that, please. Please don't do that.
I've always heard about like when people are like, yeah, I just don't like to get into fights because like I just know that like I get pretty tough, and then people when they see them in person are like, I heard you get tough when you fight. You want to fight? And it's like, no,
That's not. Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
the
gonna
point
fight you.
of
I'm
why
not
you
gonna fight
said
you.
this.
I'm not gonna fight you. And you know what? A lawsuit
Yeah.
is a lot easier than a fight, to be honest with you. For me, in mentally and like physically. It's a lot easier for me. Financially, I'd be ruined, but I'll do it because if you fight me, I will win the lawsuit.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
There's one thing I want to bring up
yes. What's that?
real quick for like current events. It's kind of stupid, but Snapchat. I go on Snapchat a lot, right? I use it a lot. I communicate with people who are close to me on there and everything, and like, sometimes I just get bored and I want to look at stories and everything and all that. So
Of course.
Snapchat has a thing. There's a featured section
Okay.
where it's like
I've seen
different
that many
brands,
times.
different shows that they have, Snapchat originals and everything. But sometimes it just recommends random ass people to you
Just like
that
random
they've
Snapchat
deemed
users,
famous, I guess, or like feature worthy enough.
and they're just people.
And they're just people. And
I mean, aren't all
9 times out
celebrities
of
just
10,
people?
yeah, yes, 9 times out of 10, it's some like teenager or some like
Random kid.
maybe some TikTok. I don't know, like some kid. In terms of like in ages from like 16 to like 19. Like it's just the kids and like late teenagers, and I'm just like, I don't care about any. And most of the time, it's like those kind of like kids that you like. All of their pictures have filters on them, and it's not like a funny filter. It's like a beauty one that has like a color thing, and like it like cleans up your face, and you're just like, what do you? Why is this being recommended to me? I don't use those filters. Everyone I talk to is above the age of like 20 at minimum. Just like why?
Yeah.
Why you suggest stop Snapchat? This is my sign. This is me talking to the AI. Stop recommending me teenagers. Because it's also, I looked it up. It's not also based off of things that you look at and people that you talk to. It's not. It's just, I've talked to multiple people. It's across the board. Like people get recommended these weird ass teenagers.
I talk to so many teenage girls, and I don't even
No,
get
because like,
recommended.
because on a lot of
dude,
social
I'm
media
just fucking with you. I'm
platforms, that
just
shit
fucking
happens
with
where people are like, well, it's actually based off of what you look at. It's not. I looked it up. It's not.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
just fucking with you. It's fine. Well,
No, I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about people in the camera.
you guys live.
I know
inside
what the YouTube
camera.
comments look like. I know what Twitter looks like. Okay, I'm on there frequently. Thank you.
What comments? We get none.
Well, on other people's videos.
Oh well, yeah, of course.
Obviously not ours.
Yeah. Not.
Shout out to
not for
Melanie
now. Not
who
for now.
commented.
Yes, shout out to the few people who have commented. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Preach.
Yeah. Also, just really quickly, because we addressed it on the last video. Rest in peace to the victims of the Colorado shooting that happened. Recently.
You know,
The supermarket.
condolences go out to the victims and everything. And we're gonna put in the description. We're gonna put charities and ways to donate and ways that you can help if you're able to, of course.
Dave Chappelle had a good bit about that.
Yeah.
When he released that special about George Floyd, like when he was specifically talking about his murder and everything like that. And he was saying, like, it's a weird time in the United States, because of the pandemic and everything. But, when's the last time we had a mass shooting?
And here we
had
are.
to lock up those those murderous white people. And, unfortunately, I think he was right.
Yep. We only got a few weeks into being free, quote unquote,
somewhat
from the whole
free.
like quarantine thing, and like,
look,
went
it's
and ruined it.
exhausting.
Thanks, you went and ruined it.
It's just exhausting, dude. I mean, like
just like-
shootings have been so ubiquitous, especially for our generation. I mean, we have so little attachment, I think, to things because of that nature of the 24-hour news cycle and it always being a tragedy every few days. It's hard to maintain attachment to anything in a global sense. I mean, like, dude, I grew up for a lot of my life in Connecticut. I went to school not far from Newtown and Sandy Hook and everything like that. Like, I was in school 10, 15 miles away from that elementary school the day that it happened. And thankfully enough, I didn't have anyone personally that was lost in that. I knew people who were affected by it. And it's just, that was such a horrific thing to happen when I was like 14. I'm 22, almost 23 now. That like this, I mean, again, I'm not saying that I don't care. To the contrary, it's just that you just get completely fatigued and then numb completely. Yeah, to this happening.
And it's a problem. Like, that's not supposed to happen.
No, it's not.
We have this like
it's not supposed to
weird
happen.
like deficiency now of like empathy for these kind of situations.
Yeah.
As like
It's more just like
a
a
whole society as a whole. And
It's a
just,
numbers
like,
thing
weird.
now, like
And
I
who
honestly,
perpetuates it a lot is like mainstream media.
Oh, I
Not
know.
to be whole like
And that's-
conspiracy type. but,
That's
like,
one thing that I was gonna say. Like I started to say it on the last episode. I'm not saying even necessarily that news organizations and stuff like that glorify shooters, but you spin the narrative of wanting to understand the shooters, like motives and stuff like that. And as I was saying before, I used to be a huge fan of that because I'm a huge true crime fan, just like fucking everyone else is these days. And I love diving into the details of cases. I mean, like I that's just something that's really fascinating to me. Like, again, I think it is to a lot of people, but there's a time and a place for that. And you shouldn't be doing it on the day of or the days following it happening. I mean, look, when you create this narrative of like the Joker shooter, like that guy in Aurora, Colorado, years and years ago, James Holmes, sure, like it doesn't matter if that information is circulated back to him or not, and whether he gets his sick little thrill off of being the quote unquote villain or anti-hero, however he fucking views himself in that situation. But again, it emboldens, and in a way, I don't want to say directly inspires because I'll be misquoted, but it definitely emboldens the next shooter into thinking like, well, he got his 24, 48, 72 hour news cycle. I'm going to kill myself anyway. Might as well get mine, right?
I will say something I've seen more
Yeah.
from this than we saw in previous stuff before the pandemic and everything is
Yep.
I actually got to see the names of the victims. I
Yeah.
have not seen the name of the actual guy. I think I've seen a picture.
Yeah,
But,
I recently just
I
saw
will
his
say
name.
I have seen people and like news outlets, not as much
I mean,
mainstream, of course, but like
I've seen a good amount of that. It's usually in the days
I don't know,
following it where there's a memorial and then
obviously
they
it doesn't
highlight.
make up for anything. But
people.
like I think it's interesting that like we're saying a lot more of like names.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that
And
you
I'm glad
shouldn't
that we did.
report on it. Like it's a mass shooting. Obviously, people should know. I'm not saying that you should have a media blackout. I'm just saying that, like I remember. Not very vividly because I was 8 when it happened, but like I remember reading in retrospect about the Virginia Tech shooting where the shooter had sent those pictures of him posing with the guns that he ended up using in the massacre and like fully decked out in the uniform that he wanted to carry out the attack. Oh, right.
No.
And the camera's battery died, which I am so annoyed that I didn't fix before, so we didn't have to stop. But yeah, the point that I was trying to make was they circulated his picture often and like used it during the newscast, like while I believe the shooting was still happening. And you know, that doesn't really seem right to me. I mean, you know, the dude basically submitted his media package essentially.
Yeah.
Which, like, you know, if he was
not great.
If he was a superstar musician, that's fantastic. He's a fucking mass murderer who is like currently, you know, carrying out a mass shooting. So I didn't understand that. Also, I mean, look, like every shooter to me kind of looks the same. Like they always have that like squirrely look and like weird eyes and all that other sort of shit. But I mean, like that's sort of the thing, is that I already know what they're gonna look like every single time. Like I think that Jim Norton does a great joke about that, or maybe it was fucking Louis C.K. before everything happened with him. But like I remember a joke someone had made back in the day, just talking about how, like, you know, they all look the same. It's just like pedophiles, like they all kind of have the same general look. Well, for shooters like that, you know,
I would say like a local pedophile, yeah. But
well,
like,
I just mean like I guess within.
I mean, look at Hollywood. I mean, they come in all different shapes and sizes.
I guess I just mean like within a specific type, like white male shooters all look the same, in the sense of like all white male pedophiles all kind of look the same, and it would be the same for all white women pedophiles or any other pedophile. You know what I'm talking about?
There's a look to it.
There's always a look. So yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I would just say, you know, don't spin the shooter's narrative. There's time for that, and you can go and look into it again if you're looking into it for that true crime perspective and not in some sort of obsessive way. You know, if you're not a homie, as I've seen people do for James Holmes, like the fan base of people, or like the Columbiners. You know,
it's pretty
like,
gross.
Like, dude, you know. It's
pretty
fucked up.
Pretty gross.
And it's not a new phenomenon. You know, actually Rainbot has a great video about that, about like true crime fandom. Shout out to Rainbot. She has great like horror and true crime content.
Shouts
so
out
go
to the
watch
Bot of Rain.
Go watch
The
her
Bot
stuff.
of
But she
Rain.
has a great video about that, about like, look, you're not a bad person to be interested in morbid things. I read about a lot of like dark shit. That doesn't make me a bad person. And it doesn't mean that I want to do any of the things that I read about. But then it comes to a certain point where, like, dude, if you if you genuinely rather have an infatuation for, you know, Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, you need help, man. Like that's not good.
For real.
It's not good.
Get help.
Like, beyond the fact that they're mass murderers and everything, because that is more than purpose enough. They've been dead since 1999. Like that's a long ass time for somebody that you're in love with, you know, like beyond the fact that, again, they murdered a bunch of innocent high school students
and teachers.
So yeah, maybe don't do that.
Stop doing that shit. It's weird.
It's a little weird.
Stop defending people
kinda
who
cringe.
commit
Honestly,
mass shootings.
It's not
Stop
just weird.
defending them.
It's cringe. It's cringe.
I think it's such a weird argument.
Anger,
I think it's such a weird I think it's such a weird argument to like defend the fact that the shooter was using an assault rifle and like defending the use of like those guns. I think it's just weird at this point. Like it's just like, dude, what else are you using it for that's like practical? There's no practical like function for it.
Yeah, no one's saying you can't have guns. They're saying that you can't have
an assault rifle
murder machine. Yeah, like come on, man.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And then you get into the Fox News debate of, well, anything's an assault weapon.
This chair can be an assault weapon. But some of them have high caliber rifles and weapon and like fucking firing power. Dude, and look, they also like have large magazines.
There's no logic, man.
Large round magazines and like.
Well, guys, look, we should probably wrap it up.
We're really good at ending on really high notes.
I know, every time. We've gotten really heavy every single fucking time. We got to stop doing that. But, you know, maybe if the world wasn't such a dark place, we wouldn't have to end on a dark note every time we go to current events.
I would agree.
So, hey, guys, do better.
Well, Let's all do better.
No, I'm just
Let's all do
fucking-
better.
come
Obviously,
on,
some
dude,
of
I'm
us.
joking,
Yeah, of
come
course,
on.
of course. I'm agreeing. I'm
Yes,
agreeing.
everyone should do better.
Obviously, some
of
people
course.
are worse than others in terms of actions and
Certainly.
behaviors. And
Ted Cruz.
Well, I don't even count Ted Cruz as a person, honestly.
Whoa, you're calling him subhuman?
Yeah, he is.
Wow, he kind of is, hononestly.
He's a subhuman.
You're a rat, Ted Cruz. You're
There's
a fucking
a point.
rat.
There's a point when you inflict enough damage on other people
Oh yeah, you just have to stop
unjustifiably
caring.
that like you have lost your.
Shave your face, you. No, sincerely, that beard is disgusting.
It's pretty gross.
It's so gross. like Ted Cruz. I used to work for a shaving place, and I am telling you, shave your fucking face. It is more disgraceful than your entire political career, and that is sincerely saying something.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I swear to dude, I hate that
That's saying
beard. It's
something,
hard.
too.
It's horrible. It's a horrible
It's
beard.
a terrible beard. It's a terrible beard.
Patchy and shit. You look like a werewolf.
You're just gross, to be honest.
Fucking gross.
Theodore.
Well, guys, thank you for watching. Just take, anything that you can. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell below as well, so you don't miss any of our recent uploads or any of our updates. I know that I've said this almost every time, but we genuinely are going to get some guests on. We want to have the Vibe Cave onto our show sometime pretty soon. So as soon as we can get Marty and Stefan into the same room and we can get them onto the podcast, we're going to
And
do
also
so.
have the ability to get all of us mic'd up and everything.
Yeah,
actually
that's also
hear us.
that's
So
also the main.
That's
thing.
why. That's one of the reasons I want to get the mixer is because it's a 10 channel. So
Exactly. So it'll just
we'll
make,
be able to have up to like 7 people.
exactly,
8
which will
people.
make it much easier. So guys, thank you so much for watching. We will be back once again next Monday. So thank you, and we appreciate.
Oh wait,
you.
sorry.
Oh, right. Phyllis to pull out the. When did this become a tradition? When did you start shooting the camera every single time before we end an episode?
I think like 2 episodes ago, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.
And.
Hey guys, so thanks for watching this week's episode.
I'm eating oatmeal.
Yeah, this is not like our usual after credits moment because we're just here to tell you that Phil has to go to Houston for a wedding, and I have to go to Connecticut and then Massachusetts for family stuff, and then bringing my girlfriend up to see her family. So we're not going to be able to record an episode for Monday, but we'll be back on schedule for Friday.
Sounds good.
So I just want to let you guys know. So I'm sorry that we've been so inconsistent.
Life's a
but
little hectic, so.
life is a little bit weird. So thanks for watching. We love you guys, and we'll be back next week.
I blow kisses.
Oh.